everybody, it's Christina from Creations with Christina, and today we're going to be making a card, and I wanted to show you this one. See the little decorative edge? I used the Elegant Edges Cricut cartridge to make this. So I just thought I'd show you real quick how I did this on my Gypsy. So let me zoom in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so what I did was I took the image, and I'm just going to double tap because I have them welded together already, but I took the image that I'm using and I used, I think it was this one right here. Yeah, it was this one right here. And I did this under, oops, let's see. I did this under the book feature in the shift, and I added those to my mat. And then what I did was I turned off the width and the height and made these 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So welded together, they would form a standard size card. So I went ahead and cut them out, and then I just folded them the scored and folded. So let me just show you how we're going to put this card together. Okay, so I have my card base, and I already went ahead and folded it. And I have a piece of pattern paper here. This is cut at 5 1/2, or 5 1/2 by 2 1/2. And then I have a piece of white cardstock that is cut at 5 inches, and I think it was 1 1/2 inches. I'm going to use my EK Success, this is called Bumpy Road punch, and I thought it reminded me a little bit of that edge on here. So I'm just going to go ahead and punch this out. Okay, so I have a nice little edge that kind of looks similar to my little edge that I created with the Elegant Edges cartridge. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere that down, but first I'm going to attach that to my piece of pattern paper. So let me just grab my ATG gun here, and I'm going to go ahead and adhere that down. So I'm just going to put some adhesive on the bottom edge of this one, and then I'll also put it along the edge of my pattern paper, and then I'll go ahead and adhere it down. So I'm just going to kind of center this on my pattern paper, making sure it's pretty straight. And then I'm going to put some adhesive on the back of this and adhere this down to the front of my card. Alright, so I just need to trim off some of the edges, so I'm just going to trim off this one edge here. Go. Now the next thing I'm going to do is just add a piece of this stitched ribbon from Paper Tray Ink, and I'm just going to go ahead and tie a bow, hopefully. Okay, and then I'll just trim the little tails on this. Make sure I have it where I want it on the front of my card. And I have a little bit of piece of the string hanging off here, so I'm just going to trim that off. Okay, so there's pretty much the base of my card. So what I'm going to do now is a little bit of stamping, and I'm going to use the fillable frames from Paper Tray Ink. I'm using the fillable frames number 10 die along with the number 10 frame, and then I'm going to use my sentiment comes from the fillable frames number 1, which says happy happy birthday. So I'm just going to go ahead and use those. So I'm going to take my die and a piece of white cardstock, and I'm going to use my Cuddle Bug for this. So let me just move that in here. I'm going to use plate A, B, my piece of cardstock and my die, and I'm putting that face down towards the B plate, and then I'll just go ahead and add my, my C plate. Okay. So that is my cut piece. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and stamp my image, and I'm going to use some Jenny Bolin black, this is called fountain pen ink. I'm going to do it this way. And then pardon if my head gets in the way while I'm stamping or if I go off screen. Okay, so there's our frame. Let me just put the lid back on this one. And then the other color I'm going to use is also Jenny Bolin. This is called Cough Syrup. So I'm just going to use the Happy Birthday and stamp that right in the center. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is just take some dimensionals and put a dimensional on the top and the bottom of my frame so it goes over my piece of ribbon. So that'll go right here. I think I need to make my bow a little bit smaller. And if your edges of your bow fray a little bit, just take a lighter and just go really close to the edge of your ribbon, and that'll keep it from fraying. Okay, so I have one more thing I want to do, which I haven't used this in a long time, so I thought I would drag it out, is my eye top, or my eye rock, I mean. And I'm just going to use, these are Swarovski crystals that I got at, I think I got them at Michael's or Joann's or someplace like that. So I'm just going to pull out 3 of these crystals, and they're going to go right along the bottom of my card. So they'll go right there. And then I'm just going to go ahead and heat up my eye rock. And basically what you do with this is you just push the lever down and hold the button and the red light will come on. And then you just wait a couple seconds for it to heat up. And then you take the tip of this, and you have to be careful, this is very hot, and touch it to the top of your crystals. What that does is melts the glue that's on the back of the crystals. And if you buy the Swarovski crystals, you want to make sure you get the ones that say hot fix on them. Okay, so that's it. That's my card for today. Thanks for watching another episode of Creations with Christina. I'll see you next time. Bye.